Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my year in review for 2017. I have all of my projects that I've stitched and finished. I'm going to show you each one, remind you what the fabric, the threads, all that, because I have my whip tracker here that I have all the details in. Mug of the day is my changing one, the map from Harry Potter. You guys saw this in my Christmas gifts video. Yeah, I love this mug. And Jill's got the same one. So let's just get right into it, right? And I will also tell you my 2018 plans at the end of this video. I know I've touched on it here and there, but I will tell you for sure what's going to happen. So, the very first project that I finished was what I like to call my chemo piece, because I worked on this when I had my weekly chemo for the first 3 months of the year, because I actually finished this project on March 31st, and I want to say my last weekly chemo was right around that time. So if you remember, and yay, I'm holding it right side up this time. If you remember, when I finished this, I held the piece upside down in the video the entire time. Yeah. As so many of you kindly pointed out. So, beautiful. I'm actually going to enter this in Woodlawn this year. Got to enter that. But yeah, so there's the molding. Got this framed in my L&S. The fabric is 32 count Joblin from Color Cascade in Rocket Queen. And this is Red and the Black 2 by Prairie Moon. The black is DMC 310. And the teal is Dinky Dye's Turquoise Silk. Now what was great about this was I received this pattern from Emily C. as a gift after she stitched it. And when she sent the pattern, she sent me a couple skeins of Dinky Dye's Silk. I hadn't picked out a fabric or a floss or anything for this project yet. And when I saw the silk, and I think received the piece of fabric in the mail like that same day or the day after, it was like a light bulb moment where I really just said, that's going to be perfect. And man, did it turn out good. Now, there's a mistake in here, but you would never know it if you would never look at, you'd never be able to tell if you looked at it. I know where it is, but yeah. Now watch, the judges at Woodlawn will probably pick out the mistake, I'm sure. But yeah, this piece turned out so awesome. And of course, I have Red and the Black, the other one kitted up to do. You guys helped me pick a fabric and thread and stuff for that in one of my videos. But yeah, so that was my first finish. I actually had 12 finishes this year. I think it was 12. Let me count really quick. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? I thought I counted 12. Guess what? We're going to count together. So there's number 1, right? Okay, number 2 was Nora Corbett's Solo Toi. Solo Tua. Whatever you want to say. I started this on April 1st and finished it May 12th. That was actually really good, just a little over a month. If you remember, I was at the Ocean City retreat that I go to every year, and I stitched the great bulk of this there. God, that looks beautiful, doesn't it? Got this framed in my L&S, just, pink frame. The fabric is hand-dyed fabrics by Stephanie's 16 count Ada, believe it or not, in Iris. I didn't change any of the floss colors of the beads. Love her hair. But yeah. So this goes to show, you can stitch Mirabilia or Nora Corbett on Ada with no problem at all. That just turned out so good. I really, really love that one. It was easy to stitch too. Yeah, so there's number 2. Number 3 was your guys' favorite finish. It was one of my top 9 photos on Instagram. The Nora Corbett Peony Pixie. Now, I started this July 1st and finished it August 19th. So again, a little over a month, because usually when I start one of these pixies, I really fall in love with it, go gangbusters. But yeah, you guys remember this because of that fabric. Holy moly, that fabric. The fabric is 28 count Lugana by Fiberlicious in the colorway Effervescent. And I actually subbed out the Krynic for Rainbow Gallery Petite Treasure Braid. You guys know that is my favorite metallic thread. And I don't have the colors written down, but a couple of you have messaged me and asked me which ones. It was lavender, and then the green was a lime, and then her wand was silver with like black in it. And I also used the same one for the silver, Jesus. The same one for the wand I used for the little tendrils on her head thing. But yeah, I could stare at this one all day just because of that fabric. And then if you guys remember, this framing was gifted to me. She was so very generous. Jana was the one that gifted me that. So I was able to frame this, and I was able to frame my next piece because she gifted me enough money to do that. So yeah, just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so that was number 3. Number 4 was Stony Creek's Beach Time. I didn't plan on stitching this. I subscribed to their magazine, received the issue in the mail, saw the piece, and was like, I have to do that. So I had fabric, bought the floss, and I was finished this. It took me a month. How did this take me a month? Started at July 13th and was finished August 13th, so it was exactly a month. This piece is small. I think I was working on Peony Pixie when I was doing this, but isn't that frame awesome? Just a plain teal. The fabric is hand-dyed fabrics by Stephanie, 28 count Lugana in Melody. You know, that's my favorite neutral fabric that she makes. I used all the called for threads. I remember that this was Threadworks Army Fatigue, I think. And then there are some Weeks Dye Works in there. I did leave off the seagull buttons. They had seagull buttons like in the letters up here, and I bought them and I didn't like them, so I just left them off. I think it still looks really great. Really enjoyed stitching this one. And a month. I'm still in amazement that it took me a month to do that. Okay, so that was finished number 4. Number 5 was my first canvas finish that I did for you guys. And this is my husband's favorite one that I've done. He talks about it every time he comes in my office, and we're talking about my canvas finishes, and he just loves this one. Little House Needleworks Fresh Brewed Coffee. It does look really good when I'm holding it up into the camera. So the fabric I used was 28 count Lugana in Cocoa Rose from Fiberlicious. I used all the required threads. So I want to say it called for Classic Colorworks. Yeah. And then if you remember this canvas finish, this is actually paper folded around the back, and the paper's like cracking and peeling up at the top. Although hanging on my wall, you cannot tell that there are mistakes in this. So, but yeah, that was my very, very first canvas finish I did for you guys, the tutorial and everything. Okay, so that's number 5. Number 6 is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery's Pumpkin Spice. That was another canvas finish that I did. I started this September 16th and was done September 30th, so 2 weeks. Now, when I show you this, it's going to look different than what you guys remember. The one that I did, remember I had the leaves all on the side? Well, I had to redo it, and I just never showed you guys my redo. The leaves fell off. I came in my office one morning and 2 of the leaves were on the floor, and I was like, what the F? So the stuff started coming off, and I said, all right, I'm just going to redo it. So I painted the canvas brown, used that scrapbook paper. I think it still turned out cute. So the fabric it is stitched on is 28 count Lugana in Lavender Mist by Fiberlicious. And I stitched all the words, well, everything, the white trim. They had originally called for, I think, a white and then a cream. And it just looked so weird in 2 different shades I stitched all of it in white. And I think it turned out really good. I mean, look at those coffee cups. Couldn't you just die? And yeah, if you guys remember, I stitched one of these pumpkins like 4 times. I had messed up on the border and had to tear it out. This project caused me some strife. But all in all, it turned out really good, I think. So that was 1, 2, 3, number 6. Finish number 7 was one of my favorite canvas finishes, although I had to redo it 3 times to get it to this point. Prairie Schooler's Witch from the 2013 Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue. This only took me 3 days. It's tiny. Started it on September 18th and finished it on September 21st. Yeah, you remember that orange glitter paper? Are you kidding me right now? Stitched this on 28 count Lugana by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie in Aloha. And the pumpkin was originally charted in brown. No. So I changed it to orange. I think it's actually DMC 921. It's the same color as the witch's eye. So if you remember, like I said, I had done 2 other canvas finishes like this and hated them. So I wound up pulling it off and found this paper at Hobby Lobby, painted the canvas black, found these letters, which were perfect. I mean, this one really came together at the end. Really, really love this one. Yeah. So that's finish number 7. This whip tracker, I'm telling you, good thing for all the deets, you know. Okay. My next one was a favorite of you guys. This also was in my top 9 on Instagram. The hands-on design Sunflower Manor, but I only stitched the smaller autumn design and did that and a canvas finish. I started this September 28th and finished it October 26th, so it only took me a little over, actually less than a month. It is stitched on one of my favorite fabrics from Fiberlicious, 28 count Lugana in Jack-o'-lantern. Beautiful fabric. I used all the called for threads, which were all gassed, I think. There might have been a Weeks Dye Works in there. But yeah, love this piece. And then of course, you know, the canvas finish, painted the canvas orange, scrapbook paper, felt piece. Yeah, I thought this turned out fantastic. Really love that. So that was finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, this is finish 8. Finish number 9 was my Winifred Witch from the September-October 2010 issue of Just Cross Stitch. I started this November 2nd and finished it November 16th, so 2 weeks. And I actually did a scrapbook layout, and I did a video on this, so you guys saw this. It is stitched on Silk Weaver's Seaside Melody fabric in 28 count Lugana. Some of you thought this was way too busy. My husband thought the same thing. I actually like it. The more I look at it on my wall, I really like it. So I subbed out Classic Colorworks Black Coffee for the Weeks Dye Works mascara that was originally called for. They're both black. I probably just could have used DMC 310 and you would have never known the difference. And originally, it called for a Mill Hill Treasure for her necklace that was a bat. I couldn't figure out how to attach it. I know how to attach Mill Hill Treasures. I've done it on the Peony Pixie. Usually there's a hole, you put the bead on it, it holds it on. There was no hole. Afterwards, someone told me that I should have just put the thread around the treasure. I was like, whatever. What I wound up doing was getting this spider button from Stony Creek, and I used that, and I think it turned out great. But yeah, so this is a 12 by 12 canvas, so scrapbook finish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This was finish 9. It's 11 finishes. I'm not sure why I thought it was 12, so it is 11. So my 10th finish was the Smell My Feet by Lottie Da from the Just Cross Stitch October 2008 issue. I started this November 20th and finished it December 2nd. The fabric that I stitched it on was Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie's 28 count Lugana in Imp's Playground. And instead of stitching the spider, Well, I need to cross that out. Instead of stitching this spider, I was going to buy a spider button. I have a spider button. It was too big. I didn't like it, so I didn't even use it. So I need to actually cross. I don't have a pen here. But if you remember, this was also a different canvas finish. And the paper was warping and it drove me crazy, and I had to tear it off and redo it. And I wound up doing a scrapbook layout. Still not totally in love with this piece, but like I said, as I see it more and more on my wall, Jill liked it. A bunch of you liked it. Yeah, it's cute. I learn something every single time I do these canvas finishes, so eventually I'm going to be a professional. But yeah, really, really enjoyed stitching that. I loved how, and I didn't even tell you. See, I don't have that. Oh, no, I do have that written down. Okay. The socks were originally done all in one color. It was DMC 43, I think. I decided to do striped socks. So the green is Moe's Sale Parrot floss, and the blue, which I don't even have that written down and I don't know why. The blue is Color and Cotton Maldives. Really like how those colors came together. Okay, so my final and 11th finish for 2017, and trust me, I only had 4 finishes in 2016, so this is leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds, I mean, I've more than doubled, I've almost tripled the amount of finishes I had this year. Final finish for this year was Hands On Designs Year in Chalk December. This is on Fiberlicious 28 count Lugana in chalkboard. I started this on December 10th and finished it Christmas night. Oh, I'm looking at my details. Okay, yeah, instead of using the Gentle Art sampler threads, I just used DMC Blanc white and DMC 321 for the red. Love this chalkboard fabric. And you guys are giving me lots of good ideas for videos of 2018 for my giveaway in my weekly update video. But yeah, so that was all my finishes. I think that was quite an accomplishment. I loved doing all of those. So, plans for 2018. I'm going to stitch the rest of these. I'm already started January. My plan is to do one of these a month in the month that it is. So when I get to November, I'm going to have 12 separate pieces done. I'm going to send them all to Jill Rensel. My chair just sunk. I'm going to send them all to Jill Rensel and have her frame them all in one big frame. That's going to be stupendous. Yeah, that's really going to be good. Also, another plan. I have a new year, new start. You guys will see that on January 1st. I'm not going to tell you what that is. So that's going to be a plan at the beginning of the year. But another big plan is to do 25. Now, if I ever have 25, that would be 25 plus 11. That would be almost 40 finishes, 37 finishes. That would be amazing. I have the Pottery Barn cubby. You know my husband bought it for me for Christmas, and he just hung it up today, and here is a picture of it on the wall. Yes, doesn't that look amazing? He did such a good job. I love it. Now I have to stitch small pieces. I want to put a piece in each of those boxes. And you can even put stuff up top because there's like a ledge up top, so I can put things up top. So you watched my video and I had bought a 5x5 block canvas, and obviously it won't fit inside. I don't know why I thought it would. I'm going to use that up top. I'm going to maybe do some canvas finishes and put those up top. But I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to fill that cubby, so that's a goal for this year. But besides that, whatever else catches my eye, yeah. Going to 2 retreats, probably more than that. I'll probably actually 3, but 2 in May. And just to watch you guys read, watch movies, do a bunch of videos. I mean, I just hit a little over 4,000 subscribers Would love to double that by the end of 2018. So that would mean 8,000 subscribers. Yeah. But okay, guys, as always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.